Hey, you think you could make this thing amphibious? You know, get the troops across a river?
No. No, sir. No. No.
I'm going to say this right now. Anybody who voted for the Bradley to be reviewed in the poll, I absolutely hate you, and I wish you will be met by an untimely demise. Anyway, on to the review. This is a Tier 8 AFV that has gone through some changes. It's been sadly nerfed for the worse, and it's spot as one of the more dominant Tier 8 AFVs. There was a reason you would take it over the Rosamac, has been sadly diminished. So what you're looking now in this current patch is a tank that has been erased of its former glory. It still hurts, it's still a decent spotter, but it'll never be special again. So, let's have a look. This of course is the M2A3 Bradley. It comes with a spore liner, which gives you an extra 150 hit points, a soft kill APS, a 40mm super rounds, tows, improved thermal sights, an engine of course, and a troop compartment. So this basically means you have a bunch of things to do. Obviously the first thing I would go for is the smoke grenades as an AFV, smoking up and throwing phosphorus at your enemy in order to distract them from your meaty squishy nexus is one of the first things to do. And then the soft kill APS isn't really going to particularly help. It was preferable when the Bradley had a hard kill APS. And then obviously the thermal sight, the 40mm super AP, which will definitely help. It has 192 pen, while the basic has 168. And obviously the tow to the towies, I think, with 850 pen will allow you to pen most tier 8s, a couple of tier 9s, and go through the weak spots of some tier 10s. That's pretty cool. Apart from that, there's not much else to get. You do get a troop compartment, which increases your base capture rate by 25%, however that doesn't seem to be particularly important, and obviously the last thing you want to do is to get the spore liner. All in all, there's a pretty much smoke grenade, firepower, APS, spore liner, done. So there's not much to say on that. The Bradley unfortunately does sit in a very competitive tier for AFVs. I'm going to show you which ones. Is there any down here? No, of course there isn't. Spitfire, you're an idiot. The Rosamac M1, and of course the VBR. Now, the VBR has 18 to 22 damage, so obviously the Bradley has the biggest punch here. However, its damage used to be twice as much, and it used to never miss. We're talking about 80 damage here, so with half as much damage but an increased amount of DPM doesn't really help. The burst fire rate, which is nice, but obviously the fact you could do 80 damage per match, which was almost comparable to a Sphinx, was frankly incredible. But the Bradley still has the leg up on the autocannon range here. In fact, we're going to put the Terminator in as well just to do it. It's only got slightly less damage than the Terminator, but its pen of 192 is exceptional. Apart from this, its autocannon also has amazing DPM here, 15,000 compared to the 10k of the Rosamac, with the Terminator beating it out. However, the Bradley has the slowest rate of fire here, which is actually quite something, and of course it also has the second highest amount of hit points, the second highest amount of armor, but of course the also has ERA and stuff as well, and the turret doesn't really count. However, you shouldn't really ever count on the Bradley to bounce anything. It can be survivable at times with the ERA, but counting on that isn't something you really want to do. And obviously the camouflage is also pretty good as well with Aaron, 35% and 43%. However, it pales in comparison to the Rosamac and the VBR. This is a very big, tall, chunky AFV. But the view range on the move and the view range while stopped is also pretty decent as well. However, the view range on the move isn't still enough to spot AFVs, and most of the time while stopping, it's not going to be particularly good. The gun depression is also pretty great as well, and the maximum deviation is also better than the Terminator, the VBR, and is only slightly worse than the Rosamac, with the turret traverse being pretty respectable 47 degrees. Apart from that, the Bradley's other stats, as you can see, 35 to 42 pen, 198, It has some high explosive rounds. It's up to you if you want to take them, and of course you also have the TOW 2 launcher as well. The basic TOWs having 800 pen isn't bad. They're still respectable for their tier, but obviously the extra 50 pen is really going to help you out here. Defense wise, as you can see here, as said before, mobility 66 kilometers an hour max top speed, which means you'll be going up the limit with other MBTs. Light tanks will be able to easily outdo you, and other AFEs, especially wheeled ones, will leave you in the dust. Apart from that, you're 27 tons, you can ram other AFEs such as the Crab, the Sphinx, the VBR, but anything else is a no-go. Your utility is pretty decent and targeting, as you can see there. Now, generally speaking, there are only 2 commanders you really want to take for the Bradley. I would recommend Sabrina over Erin, as Erin is more of a spotting commander, as you can see here with all of her stats. Foliage, camouflage, etc, 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 etc. We've gone through her multiple times, and she also gets some trait cooldown as well. Given the fact that you're very much going to be outspotted by the Rosemac and the VBR, means that there's not really much point going with Erin. And Sabrina is the usual choice for vehicles such as this, giving you a whopping 50% module damage, some better visibility, crew damage increase, foliage, spotting range, camouflage, all the good stuff. So let's quickly swap this to Sabrina. As you can see here, the camouflage hasn't gone down by much. Now, the choice of retrofits it has is actually quite a bit of a burden here. Obviously at this tier you're going to need the control unit to improve your AGM hit and control rate. This means, however, you only have 2 slots left, so it's going to be a choice between, in the end, the augmented optics and the telescopic lenses, and the telescopic lenses give you literally twice as much, so you might as well go for those. And obviously you're always going to want that electro-absorbing paint, because why not? So there's not really much of a choice of retrofits on a Bradley compared to other vehicles as well. Apart from that, cruise skills wise, I would say go for off-road driving and either field repair or smooth ride. Loader wise / gunner, the 25% accuracy rate and possibly secured ammunition will go for them, but there's not really that much to tell really. This is actually a pretty basic vehicle when you think about it. There's not really that many options to go for. You're basically a battle AFE, but you can also hang back and spot at the same time. Your view range on the move isn't exactly particularly great, with basically being the same line, same idea as a light tank. So, but at least you do have some pretty good view range while stopped. Apart from that, standard surplus part crate, a first aid cabinet, improved fire extinguisher appliance, and we're going to have a look at the armor. The Bradley of which does have a extremely vulnerable plate, which is this turret ring here. Hesh rounds, where are they? I would like to draw to your attention this thing's incredible vulnerability to hesh rounds. As you can see here, a hit in the turret can basically at many times completely one hit kill you. So yeah, it's not really great. The turret ring area being, well, this entire area actually, but the turret ring, yeah, it's not a good story, and I don't think you should ever really count on this thing to actually survive anything resembling a heat round hit to the turret ring. Even AP rounds with Victor can completely knock you out with a shot to the ammo rack, and the gas tank, and the turret ring, and the breach, and the crew. It's basically not got any armor. The side armor is a little bit better. This light ERA here is pretty good, and it means that on the move people will have trouble hitting you, but frontally you can always expect to be penned by missiles. You do have an APS of course, but given the fact this isn't an AFE, and most of the time APS serves to redirect the missiles on MBTs to a more protected part of the vehicle, this doesn't, so I wouldn't count on a soft APS here. The Bradley is like any other AFE, it's basically a glass cannon and you should play it as such. For now I have one game to show, which I'll be doing a voiceover, and the other is a pre-recorded one, so I hope you forgive me for that. For now, let's have a look at the pre-recorded one and then we'll go for the voiceover. Also, Hellfire, thank you for joining my server. Thank you. So Nathan wants me to play the VT4 again for €5. I'll play it again.
Like, when are we going to get a website where we can vote for what you have to play?
If
Like, you're now head developer and Quickie
I'm now,
Baby.
yeah, I'm now, yeah, my CV is growing.
With very, very useful skills.
According to Twitch, Quickie Baby's doing the Evil Within 2.
Really?
Is that a new patch to World of Tanks?
No. Survival horror game.
Oh,
I
Is he
actually
really
took,
not playing World of Tanks?
I took a selfie with Quickie Babel, with a Quickie Babel. I took a selfie with Quickie Baby at Bovington. I'll post it in selfies, after this. Just remind me. Okay, the entire team
My
is
bad.
rushing.
It's Resident Evil 2 remake.
Oh.
That's believable. Like, pretty much, how much is it? 10 out of 20 people in my class have been playing it all day.
Is it even
Let's
good?
see here. Jack Frags is he was streaming. Double Dog Gamer is streaming. Escape from Tarkov and Jack Septiceye is streaming.
Come on.
Really?
No,
He's still around?
please. No.
Yeah, surprising, ain't it?
Back
do
up
I
a bit.
got septic eye and all.
You would think that.
Really? Really?
Sorry.
Janet, what's with the dad jokes?
Well, Timmy has
These
a
are
phone down
lower
the well
level.
today.
Oh. Oh, I didn't care that. That's so
We all know
disappointing.
that Janet is secretly a daddy.
Why do these live streams always end like this?
Because we're all fucking retarded, that's why.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we're all card-carrying Slanesh members. So
Speak
Well,
for
I'm
yourself.
autistic. What's your excuse?
I am a member of Corn.
you're the probably the most adorable member of Corn.
Oh my god, the weasel just sat there and I killed it. Ha! 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 You know, after you're spotted, it might be a good idea to move, just saying.
You're asking an online multiplayer person to
Yeah,
think.
like, so he was getting hit by autocannon fire, stayed there, and then got slapped by a missile. Fucking priceless. Can we spot the tummy?
I want you to carefully think this statement through. You wanted a person that plays an online multiplayer game to think about their actions.
Yes. Can we?
If they had thought about their actions, would they be playing an online multiplayer game?
Oh my god, can I American?
Question.
Lol. This amuses me far too much. I might even be able to just go up to the type, up to this 9910 and just fucking missile him in the back. See? Boop. Smoke up! Is he still there? Where is he? Oh, there he is. LOL. This has been a really successful Bradley game, holy shit. I have no idea why though. What fucking stupidity has the enemy team done to...
I mean, you're starting to get the window lickers because it's the weekend, so you might be getting far more exceptional games.
I wouldn't really call these
Like, you're getting all the
exceptional.
Fortnite players.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, I think this is a
Yeah,
bit of
RCR,
an
if you could
upgrade.
just, you know, not... Oh, that was my bad, actually. Let me get fucking banned.
Is that dev going to get banned?
Oh, I am probably gonna get banned.
What did you do?
Oh, I hit one of my teammates with a missile and then I shot somebody else with an autocannon.
Ah, yeah, that's a ban.
Ooh.
Well, it was a good run while it lasted.
That was a pretty damn good game, actually. How much did I do?
Armored Warfare has to stop accepting the Fortnite players.
Actually, they tried to do a thing with PUBG actually. Realistic sim. Also, do you know Armored Warfare has the simulation tag on Steam? I did 7,157 damage. Completely totaled the weasel.
Okay.
Yeah, that's.
That is
Warfare is a simulation. I'll ride around in my cabin.
So, pipelines, tier 8/tier 9. I matched up with a VBR who will obviously be better at spotting me. A bunch of sense on the other team, and there is a mix of tier 8s really. I'm playing with Decount, who in this game will be a complete asshole. Thank you, Deke. But let's see how I do. So, I'm not gonna lie to you, I've actually been having trouble playing the Bradley well recently. The autocannon change kind of really neutered the heavy initial punch of the Bradley. While the DPM's gone up, and the penetration has as well, the fact that in 3 shots you could do 240 damage to someone, whereas with now it'll take you 10 at most, has really killed off the punch of it. So anyway, as a relief, comedy relief here, I would like you all to look at Decount, who will do something extremely dumb. He's actually been doing dumb things recently, and I will blame him for just about everything that goes wrong in this match. Okay, I get blocked, but unfortunately I laughed at this point, and this asshole shot me, thanks. So I'm down 500 hit points already in the game, and this basically very much changed my output. When you have around 2,300 hit points, you're able to take at least roughly 3 heat shells from just about any MBT in the game, bar a couple. Keep that in mind. Your hit points are your armor, so if you're able to take 2 heat shells from, say, that T90MS and live, that's fine. Now, however, the fact that I am down 500 hit points means that I cannot take 2 heat shells from him. So that does change my perspective for the game. Now, the usual place I go to on this map is this hill over here. This usually provides a pretty decent mark of MBTs going up to the refinery and will allow me to either spot or fire at them. However, the enemy team in this game has instead gone for this side, which is a very smart move. I believe the other team very much has the advantage on the west side of the map. With us here, not much is going to really happen here. And our team does do something incredibly stupid. Decount, of course, being in his RCR over there. And then there's me trying to figure out if I can actually shoot anything, which, unfortunately, I can't. It's gonna get a little bit boring, I'm gonna tell you. But at the very least, the missile control is good enough to be able to hit that striker over there, and I've never really had a problem with the missiles on the Bradley, so that's at least a good pointer in its favour. They're fast, they're agile, they at least pack a pretty decent punch to go through the side of just about anything in the game, and a lot of things frontally as well. Unfortunately, we have this Centaur 120 attempting to spot people, and that Leopard 2A4 Evo is literally the only MBT on the enemy side. Our MBTs will take forever to get near him. There's a Merc of a 4 over there who should just be able to completely destroy. I think it's a pair of Merc 4s. It is, and they have so much trouble with the single Evo. When it comes to this kind of thing, and you outnumber the enemy, I mean, even a tier 9 should be able to get rid of him. Unfortunately, it doesn't work.
Identify target.
There's me trying to shoot missiles over there. I think I hit some. It's not really that bad of a thing. And as you can see here, I'm in an AFE and I can't actually spot anything. Yeah, I think things can get difficult, I suppose. And there are a lot of things I could have done better in this match, in all honesty. However, I do unfortunately miss that VBR, which is not a good thing, and now I'm getting hit by people. Still getting hit by people. At this point I thought I was going to die, but thankfully I didn't. Unfortunately, I did get hit by that Merc 3 bows. Ready rack tanks like that will screw your day up, I'm afraid. And I'm kind of wondering why I didn't even kill that VBR. If I had the old autocannon rounds, that guy would have been dead pretty damn quickly. And he's on 17 hit points. Fortunately, I miss even more of my shells. There was some really poor play going by me, and this Centaur. Yeah, I think he screwed up quite a bit. You will be able to see the damage I did do to this guy with one missile hit, and it is absolutely glorious.
Identify target.
You see? Pew pew. So yeah, even after all this time, the Bradley still does pack a pretty walloping punch. Its advantages over the Rosamac is that it has front-facing ERA, better side ERA, its missiles are more controllable, and its autocannon has more pen. However, the Rosamac, its missiles, of course, are far more punchy, they have more penetration, and it has access to pelly rounds, which allows it to hit the tops of MBTs and do module damage as well. So the Bradley doesn't really have that much going for it. However, it is tracked, unlike the Rosamac, of course. So anyway, for now, we're going to keep going across the map. I'm on a 2-to-1 damage taken versus damage done, so I'm not exactly particularly enthusiastic about this, but I have at least survived a couple of hits here. If I was in a VBR, I probably would have been dead. If I was in a Rosamac, it would have been difficult getting off from the position initially, as it's a wheeled vehicle, and the Rosamac does have issues engaging targets quickly. So at the very least, the Bradley has that going for it in its favour. And the Bradley is also very common in PvE, which is one of the reasons why I hate it, because obviously you get hit by a vehicle that can shoot 2 missiles at you very quickly. I'm sure when you all come to my PvE streams on Wednesday, you very much know my pain. And the fact that, also a quick fuck you to Nathan out there, who continually spawns Bradleys out of his mangina. I don't like that person very much. At the very least, this missile will definitely hit. As you can see there, 771 damage is pretty respectable. And the autocannon is snappy, punchy, for autocannons now, and accurate as well. So it has got that going for it as well. Unfortunately, I just find the Bradley to be difficult to use. It's an AFV that can't outspot other AFVs. Its autocannon can't really do that much defense. It relies on time rather than damage to actually start dealing really significant damage. The missiles, while nice, are outdone by the Rosamac in terms of damage, and outdone by the VBR in terms of total damage with the salvo size. It's a tall vehicle. It has a lot of drawbacks, and I'm hoping I will be able to find some good games to use for it. But don't let that put you off. If you're better than me, you will be able to make it useful. And at the very least, its missiles hurt. As you can see there, one. Do miss with that Thunderbolt though, and ow. Yeah, that VBR's got some really punchy missiles, I'm afraid. But at the very least, somehow I've managed to survive this entire game. I've had to play back a little thanks to some asshole and his 500 damage shot to me. But I'm at least satisfied with this game's performance. I did actually do quite a bit more than 2,700, by the way. But the other pre-recorded video before this is a much better indicator of what the Bradley can do. We just haven't really had the greatest games right now. And the rest of this match is basically waiting around and sitting to kill people. So we'll have a look at the post-game stats, and then we'll talk about whether or not the Bradley is really viable. Which, it's not a premium vehicle, so it won't cost you any real-life money, thankfully. Unfortunately, the game does take a while to load, which is one of the more annoying points. As you know, I'm running on a 1080 here and a Ryzen 1700, so I shouldn't really have a long load time. So let's have a look at that game. The Bradley, of course, falling in the M section instead of the B section of the game, which can be annoying. But in the end, I did 4,610 damage. It's okay. I would rate one of these games as a usual game for a tier A vehicle. 4,600 damage, nearing on 5,000 is okay in my book. It's not exactly something exceptional, but as you can see here, I pretty much hit just about everything here with a missile. The Merc for 3 Baz done, Bradley, Ramco, Striker, some autocannon hits done to that VBR, which is not bad. I came pretty well on the team. Decount did a far better game than I did, but I'm pretty sure it's because I got 2 kills and did some spot damage that elated my position above him, so, you know. Abuse. And at the very least, I did hit most of my shells. Well, my missiles here. Total potential damage done was 7,400. I'm going to elate that to the APS misses on the missiles and some of the autocannons done as well. And I did take quite a bit of damage, 1,493 here, but if I was in a VBR I probably would have died. If I was in a Rosamac, might have been more, so at least I did survive that game. It's hard. I have a lot of memories of the Bradley when it used to be tier 6. It had an incredibly punchy missile during Obsidian's time, which was actually pretty shit when you think about it now. And the patch before this one with the 80 damage autocannons was amazing as well. So the Bradley has fallen from grace, but at the very least, as you saw from the pre-recorded video there, it is still possible to get really good games of the Bradley. It can still be used in PvE and maybe GLOPS, but I feel like it's a vehicle that has definitely fallen. It's a sad story, really. It's kind of like the development of the Bradley, to which, if you want to see a really funny movie about it, search up Pentagon Wars. It's one of the most hilarious movies I've ever seen, and very much does say a combination of the fact that somehow the American army pushed this thing out and it still works to this day. Gotta hand it to them. At the very least, the Bradley is... I can't rate it. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. It can still do its job, just not as well as the other two. And that's about it, really. Anyway, this is Spitfire talking. If you'd like to support me, consider liking and subscribing. The next review will be the T14 Armata, I believe, followed by the Leopard 2, and then followed by the Oplot BM. Thanks to reaching 750 subscribers, I will now be doing 2 reviews a week. So this is obviously going to be on a Wednesday, next review will be on a Sunday, with a long-awaited Mindset of the Unicum video on a Friday this week, which is good. And if you'd like to personally support me, I'm trying to get around $80 together to get a pair of necklaces for my maid of honor and my future wife at BabsCon wedding in April. Yeah, I'm getting married, it happens. There will be a donation link below, and trust me, every dollar helps. Anyway, that's it for now. I hope this helped, and I'll see you all next time. Take care for now, guys, and bye.